I guess I should be making a video. I feel like I have to be someplace. What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica. This is going to be your Basketball Wives review. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. Let the diva know you stopped by. Um, it's a different vibe when I'm at home than when I'm in the car. It's a whole nother world. So just to let you know, it's going to be a different vibe today. But let's get to it. You know what it is? How I be feeling rushed when I'm driving because I know I have to be someplace at a certain time, so I get everything out. That's why I don't write things down anymore. Have y'all noticed I don't write things down anymore? Because first of all, I have a bad memory, and I think it helps me with my memory. And when I'm at home, I have time to talk, and then I could go and edit the video later. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different vibe. So, anyways, bitch. So I had been smoking while I was watching Basketball Wives LA. I should watch it again so I can remember the things that they was talking about. Shawnee, Jackie, and Tami went to lunch. Jackie had some big ass coat on sitting at the table, and that is when I don't know why she had that coat on eating. I mean, it was a big coat with a big uh, little shirling around the corner, I mean, around the neck. Jackie, why is Jackie eating with that coat on? Did y'all notice that? When Tami told the girls that Kenny Anderson had a stroke and how she, I don't want to get back with him, but, she was tearing up and everything like that. I was like, oh, girl, imagine that. Imagine having empathy for your abuser after he has a stroke. Y'all, let me tell you something. Woo. I'm sorry. I was like, okay, Tami, you've come along. Well, we've had kids together and all this other stuff. I'm looking like, he had a stroke, okay? I mean, whatever. When Tami told them that Kenny Anderson had a stroke, Jackie did the sign of the cross. I said, what the fuck is wrong with Jackie? Jackie's ass is crazy. Jackie has grown. And you know what's funny? I'm noticing on the Real Housewives of New York as well. Ramona has grown. She shows some growth. I'll say she shows some growth. No, we're not, everybody's not finished. So, anyways, they get to OG Cece, and they're having this conversation, and it turns out that when Cece is with OG, she speaks differently about Kristen. And because OG doesn't like Kristen based on their initial um, interactions with each other, remember they showed the little clip from the little pool party. What she say to her? Where's your husband? Oh, I'm married. I'm married, and I have a kid. And she was like, well, where's your husband? And she got offended by that. And I said that I remember that I just remember I said OG's talking to Kristen like she knows something about her life that she knows something about her. I remember thinking that. Did I say that? I need to go watch one of them old videos because I felt like why did OG respond to Kristen that way? I'm one. I don't like no bitch telling me or throwing her wedding ring badge in somebody's face because it's not an accomplishment. It's not an honor. It's none of that to some women. It's not that. It's like I felt like OG knew something about that girl. As I said, Cece is fake and y'all feeling sorry for her and with her little doe eyes. And I saw right through that shit. And I told y'all that last week. That lady is sneaky. And by sneaky, we see you with OG saying one thing. And then the next, with rest of the group, you cool with Kristen. But when you're not cool with Kristen, but then I didn't understand why OG kept saying that Kristen was fake. Yes, she's fake because you playing this role like these people are really. We'll get to it. OG, I felt like OG was fighting Cece's battles for her, and you could see Cece not saying one thing, not even getting mad at OG for saying what she said. Everybody on Twitter was so mad at OG. That's not your place. That's not your place. That's not your place. But Kristen should have really redirected that anger to Cece. She didn't get it later until OG said, well, Cece is the one that fucking told me. Jennifer is talking to, who was Jennifer talking to? Child was high, I don't even fucking remember. Who was Jennifer talking to? And still, what I find, she flipped it. Jennifer flipped it some kind of way. And I'm like, okay, Jennifer, you saying your mother died and your father sent you a text. Okay, you already know the nigga ain't shit, so I don't understand why we expect things out of people who ain't shit. If your dad ain't shit, do you think he's gonna be any better when somebody dies? Like, he's not shit, so don't expect anything out of an ain't shit person, man or woman. Don't expect nothing about from anybody who ain't shit. You know they ain't shit, so don't expect nothing out of them. She's talking about how what does she say? I'm going through a lot of shit. Every time Jennifer gets into some bullshit with somebody, we could really make a montage of Jennifer talking about, I'm really going through some things. I'm really going through some things. You always going through some things. Everybody is going through things, girl. You're not the only one going through things. And just because you're going through things doesn't mean that you have to treat the people that are in your immediate circle or your immediate area like shit. Evelyn might have been too harsh or whatever for some people, but just because your mom died doesn't mean you turn into some asshole. Doesn't mean you start sabotaging your friendships. Doesn't mean you start isolating yourself. These are supposedly your friends for however long and however many years. I don't feel safe with them. Clearly, I don't even know why she's on this fucking show, because you clearly don't feel safe with these women to the point where you don't even feel like you can confide in them in the issues that you're having. Jennifer needs to be in therapy. You're at the same time saying you're going through all of these things. You're isolating and sabotaging your friendships. And then what? Now everybody's against you, and now they're supposed to empathize with you because you're going through stuff. No, bitch, you've been an asshole to us. What are you talking about? That's not how you do things. She needs to go to therapy. OG is going to make a bobble butt of her figure, and I think it's a cute idea. What do y'all think about that? So Jackie is gonna do the cast on OG's butt, which I thought was funny because fucking Jackie Christie is gonna be all for that, putting cast on people's asses. I said, look at Jackie, she was so happy, and they are laying down and they start talking, and that's when OG shares with her that Cece tells her one thing and is telling them something else. And she really wants Cece to be transparent. Now, do y'all remember last season when Kristen kept fighting Cece's battles and went outside of that little wig place and told Cece, you need to say it yourself. You need to say it yourself. Why do you have issues with these people, but you won't say nothing to them. But you tell me. But when we get around them, you won't say nothing. She's doing the same thing to OG that she did to Kristen last year. And now OG is asking her, okay, y'all, you need to be transparent. You need to tell the truth. You need to say what is going on with this girl. Because when you're with me, you tell me one thing. But when you with her, y'all seem cool. I don't like that. That's not cool. I hope OG isn't telling some tea Cece told her. And that's exactly what happened. Cece confided in her, telling her that Thomas is not Byron's biological son, that he raised him. So now we're seeing, okay, this is where OG thinks Kristen is fake, because you're putting on a show and these people are not even biologically linked to you. And now it helps me understand why Byron was so quick to throw Kristen away, like to say, well, I don't care if I never talk to her, because you know how I always say, Black men do not want to take care of nothing they do not feel that they own. So he sees, this is not my biological child. This is not my biological grandchild. I don't have any ties to them. Unfortunately, I was raised by a man who was not my biological grandfather. My grandmother remarried, and my grandfather, honorable person that he is, raised me. You understand what I'm saying? So it just further indicates that Byron is trash, and also validates my theory that men don't take care of nothing they feel that they don't own in terms of their tribe. That's why you have so many, I don't even, whatever. This all really falls on Malaysia, if you think about it, but I'll get to it. Cece, where were they? A dinner? Oh, Evelyn. She has a CBD line coming out and a CBD skincare line. So they're all going to go to her skincare line to test it out and everything. She invites Cece, she invites Kristen, she does not invite Jennifer, and she does not invite Tami. Or no, Tami couldn't come. I don't know. I don't remember. OG brings it up. Now this is how, and it's like I'm mad at OG because bitch, why are you carrying the bone for another bitch? But at the same time, it's like, what is that quote? You're a friend of mine. We share an enemy, so we're friends. What is it? A friend of, I don't know what the quote is. You know what I'm talking about. You basically become friends because y'all share an enemy. You know, the high school, junior high school, elementary school shit. People do that today. Grown ass men and women do that today. If you share a common enemy, all of a sudden y'all BFFs, y'all fall out 2 weeks later because y'all really don't have anything in common besides an enemy. And OG has an issue with Kristen, so it was a perfect opportunity for Cece. Now I'm not saying OG is dumb, like easily manipulated, because somebody on Twitter was like, see, OG ain't really somebody you want to be around because that bitch can be manipulated into carrying the bone for somebody. But see, she wasn't really carrying the bone. It was just more ammunition for her. Like, bitch, you over here talking about your husband and your wedding ring and shit, and that ain't even, Byron ain't even his fucking father, and you're over here telling everybody that he's not coming to see his grandchild. That's not even his grandchild. So that is why OG keeps saying that bitch is fake, and that's why I understand that. But at the same time, Cece, you not, why you sitting up talking about family shit? Like, that's the thing that I was like, oh, Cece, so you sitting up there just telling all the business, knowing that OG does not like Kristen. Kristen got so mad. They was blocking out. I think Kristen said that OG's boyfriend was gay. I want to say that's what she said. That's the only thing that I can think that she said, because they blanked it out. I have no idea what she said. Kristen got so angry to me, and then they were getting on OG. Why would you do that? Shiny in OG's face. Don't come. And let me tell you one thing about OG. She did not back down. That's another thing. Like, I was like, okay, she's standing in her shit. Cece, on the other hand, she's back there all quiet and shit. Bitch, speak up. You the one that fucking told it. So they're trying to calm Kristen down. She comes back there and says, they're talking about OG. And then, oh no, Malaysia tells OG, well, Cece's the one who told me. Malaysia had just asked Cece, have you shared with her anything personal? No. Bitch, you a liar. I told y'all niggas last week that bitch was a liar. I told you she was sneaky. I told you that bitch was a liar. And I knew it. Like, I just knew it. I just knew it. And I felt like I was projecting. But sometimes when you be projecting, it's because you see it. And you've seen it before, and it's recognizable, and you've seen it. I told you that bitch was sneaky, and I told y'all that bitch was not doing right by Kristen. And I realized that's the reason why Byron wanted to throw Kristen away so fast. But then at the same time, I realized, Byron, you are really trash. Like, I really think you are an arrogant piece of shit. And somebody else said online that he said that he was in that kid's life and Thomas's life and all that stuff before Cece came on the scene. And this all comes down to Malaysia, because Malaysia is the one that says Byron Scott is her cousin. Byron Scott ain't your cousin. Byron Scott ain't your cousin. Thomas ain't your relative. And Kristen ain't your relative. And neither is Cece. So I don't know what you're trying to, this is family. You're supposed to keep family together. Ain't none of them niggas your family. Unless you're trying to create a tribe out of, how they say you select who your family is. That's what you're trying to do, but it's all crumbling down because Cece wants Byron to herself. Cece needs to be off of the show. You don't need to be on the show, bitch. I'd keep Kristen. I'd keep Kristen on the show, but not Cece. You got to go. Somebody said, OG is lame as fuck. How she exposed Kristen ain't have shit to do with being fake and everything to do with being a hating ass bitch. I said, because Kristen is asking someone who isn't the biological father to come see her kid, literally is not kin to the child. It sucks, but technically Byron has no connection to Kristen, and now I understand why Byron was so willing to toss Kristen to the side. That ain't his family. And to me, I feel like that goes right back to fucking Malaysia. It goes right back to Malaysia. Ain't none of them niggas your family, girl. None of them. None of them. I told y'all that fucking CC was fake. We gonna see what's gonna happen next week. I told y'all. I told y'all. Anyways, y'all, that's it for the basketball wives. We're gonna come back and we're gonna do Queen Sugar. Did I miss anything? Oh, Tami met with her daughter about Kenny child. So Tammy's gonna try to stop smoking. We're gonna see how that's gonna go. I told y'all look like Tami still smokes Vincent and Hedges menthols. The way she holds her mouth, the way her mouth be all. She looks like she is used to hold. She's used to holding a cigarette. You know those people that be holding a cigarette. I used to wonder why my grandfather. How do you talk holding that cigarette? It would just be stuff like this, and he just be talking. Talking and talking and talking. How do you do that? That's so funny. Anyways, y'all have a wonderful day. Protect your energy and take care of each other. Peace.